This is a journey into hyped-up space.
Our guest speaker, Tony James, Chief Executive of Sigue Sigue Sputnik.
It's very important that you understand that what I'm actually about is I actually enjoy playing music, love being in the group. And the group Sigue Sigue Sputnik is about forming the ultimate fantasy rock and roll group.
Most people, instead of seeing Sigue Sputnik as the future of rock and roll, see Sigue Sputnik as the very death of rock and roll.
I think the word hype is the wrong word there. You used it. I talk about hype because everybody says we're a hype. I think we're about great ideas, and I don't think great ideas are hype.
Ideas versus art. The biggest problem I have is that I have a new idea every 10 seconds. There's no one to restrain me. One day, in Kensington Market, I saw a guy, Martin Decker, who absolutely looked like a star.
This is a journey into hyped-up.
He's going to be walking down the street with an attitude. You know, there's something about the way they walk. Martin Decker is an alien. He's not like a human being.
I'm the most beautiful person alive.
Isn't it? The myth, the fantasy. You know, that's what I buy when I watch TV. That's what I buy when I watch Dallas or Miami Vice.
Probably the first pop star of the 80s, perhaps the first pop star ever, who understands that marketing is as much a kind of a part of the artistic sort of process of putting a record out as actual recording a record or anything else.
We can actually float our business on the sale of merchandise. People are walking about all over London wearing our t-shirts already. We play concerts where people can't get in. You see, if you've got a product that's very special, the secret almost is let people not be able to get hold of it.
Underneath a great big gas tower near Greenwich, a secret gig, no one knew about it.
They're excited by the idea of something they can't get hold of. The music would merely be the soundtrack to the video, a demo video. Really one of the first times the group had gone in with a video and said, look, this is what this group is. It's like an action painting of television images from all over the world. It's an action painting of images from the most popular films of the time, cut together behind a song that sounds like the sound of computers, the sound of video games, sickening violence and sex. Secret was, let them see the video and then take it away again. You send in your lawyer and he's going to ask for a sum, you know, that I couldn't possibly keep a straight face.
It was a high sum, let's put it that way. A very high sum of money.
There was all that talk about the £4 million.
The £4 million.
Now, is that a hype in itself?
You have to admit, it's a terrific headline.
Whether you could say hype, rumours of up to £4 million for a group that couldn't play began to circulate through the British press.
I believe that's something a bit of a porcupine. I don't think it is actually 4 million, is it?
No, it's only 3,009,999 pence.
Tony James is sort of fitted the bill everywhere, but he's clever, he's a good interview. Most people aren't good interviews, most pop stars are pretty thick, very thick.
What we decided to do was to create a trailer for the video.
Given us is not a promo video, it's a promo video of their promo video. Do you understand that? Probably not.
That the video was just as important as the music.
Video that carried his theory to an absurd conclusion. The music took a backseat to images stolen from movies like Rambo and Clockwork Orange.
In the nighttime neon city wastelands of the 80s music scene, there was to come a group who would take the fifth step into the future of rock and roll.
The trailer makes them look so great.
You've been doing so well so far. Why take the risk of spoiling it all by releasing a record?
But you've got every gimmick in the world. You've got ads in your new
I
album.
don't think it's gimmicks. I like to think of them as great ideas.
The idea was to develop a mix between the music and the image and advertising. You see, because it seems to me that television has really become the religion of the 80s.
Sigue Sigue Sputnik have come up with yet another publicity stunt that could affect the pop records that people buy. They're going to have adverts in the gaps between their songs on their next album.
There are ads on there because advertising is just as much the sound of rock and roll as Chuck Berry's guitarist. There were trailer posters run around London which never mentioned the group.
Could you explain what kind of sound you... All the roadies are women.
Much easier to teach someone to play guitar. Impossible to teach someone charisma.
Is actually marketed in a box so that it looks like these kind of transformer robot toys.
Why don't you concentrate on actually making good records instead of making newspaper headlines?
At the top of the charts are Sigue Sigue Sputnik.
Could be number one next week. Here's Sigue Sigue Sputnik.
In the Sun, they talk about how they're skiing away to number one and why they couldn't care less how they get there.
The band shot to fame recently, using every trick possible to get themselves noticed.
Exhibitionism is like a drug, you know.
Get ready for the second coming. The Church of England have got wind of this advertising campaign and said, this is kind of amusing, they said, you can't use that line, that's our line. Opens up, well, he's the shape of his famous crucifix, made out of Sony televisions.
James was selling an attitude, and once again, it worked.
It was the highest, actually, configuration of any group, I believe, in the UK, just from nowhere.
Often I go over the top with too many ideas. Television as a medium for rock groups is a much more exciting challenge than maybe a 7-inch piece of plastic, which seems a terribly old-fashioned idea.
The hype, the phenomena, was exactly on target.
What's your next step?
The next step? Well, what we'd like to do is make enough money so we can buy EMI records. I think that would be the ultimate rock and roll dream. To buy EMI records, then we could get rid of all the other groups on the label that we don't like.
Not like the Monkees at all. The 5 guys in the band love rock and roll, love playing, love doing what we're doing.
Never tell the record company you're interested in money. Always say what you like doing is making records.